Hello everybody, nice to meet you. I'll read the book of Numbers chapter 16. Let's read it together. Korah, son of Israel, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and certain Reubenites, Dadan and Abiram, sons of Eliab, and On son of Phares, become insolent, and rose up against Moses. With them were 250 Israel men, well-known community leaders who had been appointed members of the council. They came as a group to oppose Moses and Aaron and said to them, "You have gone too far. The whole community is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is with them. Why then do you set yourselves above the Lord's assembly?" Then Moses heard this. He fell face down. Then he said to Korah and all his followers, "In the morning the Lord will show who belongs to him and who is holy, and he will have the persons come near him. The man has chosen, he will cause to come near him. You, Korah, and all your followers were to do this. Take censers, and tomorrow put fire and incense in them before the Lord. The man the Lord chooses will be the one who is holy. You Levites have gone too far." Moses also said to Korah, "Now listen, you Levites. It is enough for you that God of Israel has separated you from the rest of Israel community and brought you near himself to the work at the Lord's tabernacle and to stand before the community and minister to them. He has brought to you and all your followers Levites near himself. But now you are trying to get the priesthood too. It is against the Lord that you and all your followers have banded together. Who is Aaron that you should grumble against him?" Then Moses summoned Dadan and Abiram, the son of Eliab, but they said, "We will not come. Enough that you have brought us up out of the land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the desert. And now you also went to lord it over us. Moreover, you haven't brought us into the land flowing with milk and honey or given us an inheritance of fields and vineyards. Will you gouge out the eyes of this man? No, we will not come." Then Moses became very angry and said to the Lord, "Do not accept their offering. I have not taken so much as donkey from them, nor have I wronged any of them." Moses said to Korah, "You and all your followers are to appear before the Lord tomorrow, you and they and Aaron. Each man is to take his censer and put incense in it, 250 censers in all, and present it before the Lord. You and Aaron are to present your censers also." So each man took his censers, put fire and incense in it, and stood with Moses and Aaron at the entrance to the tent of meeting. When Korah has gathered all his followers in opposition to them at the entrance to the tent of meeting, the glory of the Lord appeared to the entire assembly. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Separate yourself from this assembly so I can put an end to them at once." But Moses and Aaron fell face down and cried out, "O God, God of speech of all mankind, will you be angry with the entire assembly when only one man sins?" Then the Lord said to Moses, "Say to the assembly, move away from the tent of Korah, Dadan, and Abiram." Moses got up and went to Dadan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. He warned the assembly, "Move back from the tent of this wicked man. Do not touch anything belonging to them, or you will be swept away because of all their sins." So they moved away from the tent of Korah, Dadan, and Abiram. Dadan and Abiram had come out and were standing with their wives, children, and little ones at the entrance to their tents. Then Moses said, "This is how we will know that the Lord has sent me to all these things, and that was not my idea. If this man die or natural death and experience only what usually happened to them, then the Lord has not sent me. If the Lord brings about something totally new, and the earth opens its mouth and swallows them with everything that belongs to them, and they go down alive into the grave, then you will know that this man has treated the Lord with contempt." As soon as he finished saying all this, he ground under them, split apart. And the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them with their households and all craftsmen and all their possessions. They went down alive into the grave with everything they owned. The earth closed over them, and they perished and were gone from the community. At their cries, all the Israelites around them fled, shouting, "The earth is going to swallow us too." And fire came out from the Lord and consumed the 250 men who were offering the incense. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell Eleazar son of Aaron the priest to take the censers out of the smoldering remains and scatter the coals some distance away, for the censers are holy." The censers of the men who sinned at the cost of their lives hammered the censers into sheet to overlay the altar, for they were presented before the Lord and have become holy. Let them be a sign to the Israelites. So Eleazar the priest collected the bronze censers brought by those who had been burned up, and had them hammered out to overlay the altar, as the Lord directed him through Moses. This was to remind the Israelites that no one except the descendants of Aaron should come to burn incense before the Lord, or he would become like Korah and his followers. The next day, the holy Israelite community grumbled against Moses and Aaron. "You have killed the Lord's people," they said. Then when the assembly gathered in opposition to Moses and Aaron and turned toward the tent of meeting, suddenly the cloud covered it, and the glory of the Lord appeared. Then Moses and Aaron went to the front of the tent of meeting. And the Lord said to Moses, "Get away from this assembly, so I can put an end to them at once." And they fell face down. Then Moses said to Aaron, "Take your censers and put incense in it, along with fire from the altar, and hurry to the assembly to make atonement for them. Wrath has come out from the Lord. The plague has started." So Aaron did as Moses said, and ran into the midst of the assembly. The plague had already started among the people, but Aaron offered the incense and made atonement for them. He stood with the living the dead, and the plague stopped. But 700 people died from the plague, in addition to those who had died because of Korah. Then Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance of the tent of meeting, for the plague has stopped. Romans chapter 16, verses 1 through 50. Thank you. Hello everybody, nice to meet you. Our leader of God, Romans chapter 17. Let's read it together. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and get 12 steps from them, one from the leader of each of their ancestral tribes. Write the name of each man on his step. On the step of Levi, write Aaron's name, for there must be one step further ahead of each ancestral tribe. Place them in the tent of meeting in front of a testimony, where I meet with you. The step belonging to the man I choose will sprout, and I will lead myself over this constant grumbling against you by the Israelites. So Moses spoke to the Israelites, and their leaders gave him 12 steps, one for the leader of each of the ancestral tribes, and Aaron's steps were among them. Moses placed the step before the Lord in tent of the testimony. The next day, Moses entered the tent of the testimony and saw that Aaron's staff, which represented the house of Levi, had not only sprouted, but had budded, blossomed, and produced almonds. Then Moses brought out all the steps from the Lord's presence to all the Israelites. They looked at them, and each man took his own step. The Lord said to Moses, "Put back Aaron's staff in front of the testimony, to be kept as a sign to the rebellious. This will put an end to their grumbling against me, so they will not die." Moses did not just as the Lord commanded him. The Israelites said to Moses, "We will die. We are lost. We are all lost." Anyone who even comes near the tabernacle of the Lord will die. Are we all going to die? Numbers chapter 17, verses 1 through 13. Thank you. Hello everybody, nice to meet you. Our little we got Numbers chapter 18. Let's read it together. The Lord said to Aaron, "You, your sons, and your father's family are to bear the responsibility for offenses against the sanctuary. And you and your sons alone are to bear the responsibility for offenses against the priesthood. Bring your fellow Levites from your ancestral tribe to join you and assist you when you and your sons minister before the tent of the testimony. They are to be responsible to you and are to perform all the duties of the tent, but they must not go near the furnishing of the sanctuary or the altar, or first they and you will die. They are to join you and be responsible for the care of the tent of meeting, all the work at the tent, and no one else may come near where you are. You are to be responsible for the care of the sanctuary and the altar, so that rest will not fall on the Israelite again. I myself have selected your fellow Levites from among the Israelites as a gift to you, dedicated to the Lord to do the work at the tent of meeting. But only you and your sons may serve as priests in the connection with everything at the altar and inside the curtain. I am giving you the service of the priesthood as a gift. Anyone else who comes near the sanctuary must be put to death." Then the Lord said to Aaron, "I myself have put you in charge of the offerings presented to me. All the holy offerings the Israelites give me, I give to you and your sons as your portion and regular share. You are to have the part of the most holy offering that is kept from the fire. From all the gifts they bring me as the most holy offerings, whether grain or sin or guilt offerings, and the part belongs to you and your sons. Eat it as something most holy. Every male shall eat it. You must regard it as holy. This also is yours, whatever is set aside from the gifts of all the wave offerings of the Israelites. I give this to you and your sons and daughters as your regular share. Everyone is in your household who is ceremonial clean may eat it. I give you all the finest olive oil and all the finest new wine and grain. They give the Lord as the first fruits of their harvest. All the land's first fruits that they bring to the Lord will be yours. Everyone is in your household who is ceremonial clean may eat it. Everything is in Israel that is devoted to the Lord is yours. The first offerings of every womb, both man and animal, that is offered to the Lord is yours. But you must redeem every firstborn son and every firstborn male or unclean animals. When they are months old, you must redeem them at the redemption price set at 5 shekels of silver, according to the sanctuary shekel, which weighs 20 gerahs. But you must not redeem the firstborn of ox, or sheep, or goats. They wholly sprinkle their blood on the altar, and burn their fat as an offering made by fire, an aroma offerings to the Lord. Their meat is to be yours, just as the rest of the wave offering and the right side are yours. Whatever is set aside from the holy offering the Israelites present to the Lord, I give it to you, and your sons and your daughters as your regular share. It is an everlasting covenant of salt before the Lord for both you and your offspring. The Lord said to Aaron, you will have no inheritance in their land, nor will you have any share among them. I am your share and your inheritance among the Israelites. I give to the Levites all the tithes in Israel as their inheritance in return for the work they do while serving at the temple meeting. From now on, the Israelites must not go near the temple meeting, or they will bear consequences of their sin and will die. It is the Levites who are to do the work at the temple meeting and bear responsible for offenses against it. This is a lasting ordinance for the generation to come. There will receive no inheritance among the Israelites. Instead, I give it to the Levites as their inheritance, the tithes that the Israelites sent as an offering to the Lord. That is why I said concerning them, they will have no inheritance among the Israelites. The Lord said to Moses, speak to the Levites and say to them, when you receive from the Israelite the tithe I give you as your inheritance, you must present a tenth of that tithe as the Lord's offering. Your offering will be reckoned to you as grain from the threshing floor or juice from the winepress. In this way, you also all present an offering to the Lord from all the tithes you receive from the Israelites. From these tithes you must give the Lord's portion to Aaron the priest. You must present as the Lord's portion the first and holiest part of everything given to you. Say to the Levites, when you present the first part, it will be reckoned to you as the product of the threshing floor or the winepress. You and your households may eat the rest of it anywhere, for it is your wages for your work at the temple meeting. By presenting the best part of it, you will not be guilty in this matter. Then you will not defile the holy offerings of the Israelites, and you will not die. Romans chapter 18, verses 1 through 32. Thank you.